Welcome to all the participants joined in the virtual program on work-life balance conducted by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in association with Heartfulness. We have with us today's resource person, Mr. Girish Totlur, who is the right now that one is throughout the session, who will enlighten us on that one is various aspects of work-life balance. We have also with us our today's experts, Mr. Deepak Khanduri and CA Dr. Pradeep Gupta. We are conducting the daily virtual program Work-Life Balance from Monday to Friday at 8:30 p.m. and on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. So, we are introducing today's resource person, Mr. Girish Totlur, and thereafter handing over the session to Mr. Girish Totlur, I am requesting Mr. Deepak Khanduri for the same. Handing over the session to Mr. Deepak Khanduri.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Sambit. Mr. Tutlur is currently working as a managing director at Accenture in cloud and infrastructure space. And he has been working in IT industry for more than 25 years with many leadership roles across many IT giants like IBM, Infosys, and Cognizant. He started Heartfulness meditation during his college days and is also a certified Heartfulness trainer. He is an organic farming enthusiast and drives initiatives on sustainable farming. With this, I hand over the session to Mr. Girish.
Thank you, Dr. Sambit, Dr. Pradeep, and Shri Deepak ji. When I was told that if I can take one of the sessions, at this point in time, currently I'm in Bangalore, sitting in my study. I have been thinking about this for 1 week. What is that we should talk to chartered accountants? From heartfulness practice or from the basis of heartfulness, what is that thing that makes sense to you when we speak about it? So one thing that came up, I'll try to share some of the thoughts that according to me, what I felt is very critical for all the chartered accountants as persons and how heartfulness can enable it. Okay. See, this is one of the sayings which I wanted to share from Aristotle. What we are we basically on what we do repeatedly. What we are is what we do repeatedly. He says that we are what we repeatedly do. Then excellence is not an act, but it's a habit. Very profound, I thought maybe I would start with this. The intention here is to note few things is habit and repeatedly doing. We will touch some of this, but the topic for today is starts with the letter E, and it is 6-letter word. We'll discover as we get to the next stages. Right? It's all about ethics. I felt for chartered accountants, it's very critical. Of course, every one of us, it's very critical that fostering ethics in whatever we do. Let's ponder a little bit about this today. It's all around me. Let's look at the cycle, what we have, right? So if there are two types of cycle of influences, we'll talk about it in a while, but let's first understand me as a center of everything, what the cycle matters to me. There is a great saying which says that in English, as you think, so you act. Right? So the thoughts which originate in whatever form and direction or whatever subject, they they tend to get into actions. And if we continue those actions, they become our habits. And we continue to encourage this habit, these become our character, leading to our destiny. See, what started primarily as a basic thought has a potential to define me as a character and my destiny. So this is cycle of influences we will ponder over, right? Okay, before we get into the two types of cycles, I want you to look at this image. Mr. Deepak, if you can find some messages on the chat, that will be helpful. What is that you see in this picture? Friends, whoever is available online, if you can type in the chat, what is that image that you are seeing on the screen? Deepak sir, anybody is writing any message on the chat?
Yeah,
No,
actually,
sir.
yeah,
No,
it
sir.
is.
Later on, whenever at the end of the session, we are asking the questions.
Okay. So, look, no problem, sir. My intention of sharing this picture to you was to let us look at this image. Each one of us look at it differently. Some people might look a young lady with a feather in the cap. And some people can see there's a long nose of an old lady looking down with a scarf on the head. If you look at it, this as a nose and this as a mouth, then this is old lady. If you look this as an ear and this is a scarf on the head and this is the feather on the scarf, then she's a young lady.
Mhm.
Right? So the intention of that is the image is same. Each one of us have our own perspectives. Right? So coming to that point, what I was talking about, the two types of cycles of influences which affect me as a person. One is external, which is we all know about our education background we come from, our upbringing, the society we are, the culture we are grown up, the laws, governances, etc., etc. They're all external factors affecting my inner being, which I have hardly any control. Similarly, I as a person, me as a person, also have internal factors that affect this cycle, affect the cycle of thoughts, actions, habits, and destiny. They are about my thinking pattern, what type of thoughts I encourage, what principles and values I hold for myself, what type of personality I aspire to become, what is the inspiration that drives me to do what is right using my willpower. So, heartfulness, you would have had many sessions in the past, affects us more, strengthens us more. How do I make my inner being? As Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in the mind, right? So, if I have to do that, look, ethics requires one to be stronger from inside, which has a willpower to do. One who need to be inspired to continue a life of ethics, forming a personality which I adore myself, right? So if I have to be there, that means there has to be a moment of time in my life which is filled with contemplation, right? Which help me focus inwards in terms of giving me a clarity of thinking called viveka, a willpower to withstand fear and temptations of the world. And that leads to me a purity of intentions that I harness, which eventually make me a person of refined consciousness. All this is possible for a mind that is calmer, mind that has an ability to reflect, as our spiritual guide says, from focus to contemplation, right? The mind which has a contemplative approach will make us to pause with the idea that what could end before I start. So that is what heartfulness practices will enable us to develop that approach to life, which will help me to pause before I do something which consequences may not be as per my principles and values. So that inner strength that comes from these three aspects which you have already done. You would have learned meditation, cleaning, and prayer. We also call inner connect. Meditation is an ability, if we do regularly, it helps us training our mind to pause, training our mind to develop an ability to focus, training our mind over a period of time to enable a clarity of thinking. That comes because we have developed an attitude of contemplation by meditating day after day. Similarly, cleaning or rejuvenation helps us moving from the complexity to simplicity. It can be any part of it. Complexity of thinking to simplicity of thinking. Complexity of being to simplicity of being. It can be any spectrum of my life as I continue to do this practice of cleaning from whatever is a complex, I move towards simplicity. And from impurity to purity in thoughts, in actions, all of that. And it helps me to remove the biases to make me open. So that every moment of my life I take and look without any prejudice, without any preconceived thinking. And it influences my life to lead a life of moderation. And the third aspect which you would have done is about prayer or inner connect. When I finish my day, at the end of the day, I look at myself. That's reflection, which I have developed because of my meditation. I reflect, I pause, I look at my whole day. How was my day? Was there anything that I could have done better? Did I hurt someone? Did I miss something from my side? That awareness gives me a point where I want to be better person of myself, better version of me. It brings me a humility that okay, I am also making mistakes, but at the same time, it gives me a courage where I can draw inspiration from my within, not to repeat and become a better person when the next situation comes. See, the profoundness of inner connect or the bedtime prayer, you know, most part of our day, 1/4 or 1/5 part of the day, we spend on sleep. When we go to subconscious, when we go to sleep with this idea of drawing an inner inspiration, reflecting ourselves to become a better person of myself, and I go with the resolution to be a better person, in some way it gets into my subconscious mind. And when I get up next day morning, when I have such situation, it helps me to handle them better. So what I was trying to bring to the point is that these techniques helps us in how we handle ethics as part of core of my being, because I have a clarity of thinking, because I have moved from complexity to simplicity. I am not connected with any biases. I'm more open, and I have want to be a better person of myself. So there is a uh, statement by the founder of the system, Sri Lalaji Maharaj, who we call also Sri Ramachandra of Fatehgarh. His uh, words are like this, you know, the balanced condition of mind is an expression of right attitude of a man in all his activities under varied circumstances. You know, the balanced condition of mind is expression of right attitude in all our activities under all circumstances. Hence, there is most importance is given to develop that balanced condition of mind through these practices. He says, in broad sense, it is a reflection of his character. So, I would like to pause for all of us to reflect and how these things which we covered about the actions, thoughts leading into actions to habits to destiny and character to destiny, and how heartfulness practices. Each one of them have their role in molding my inner being, strengthening my core so that when I am in a situation where I need to be an ethical, I have that inner courage and I have that clarity of thought and that will to execute what is right. So, with this, I would like to go to the practices of heartfulness, Deepak ji. If you're okay, we can start meditation. Or is there any questions we want to handle it now or at the end?
Go for meditation. At the end of the meditation, we ask the questions.
Okay, fine. So we will start with relaxation, followed by meditation. It will take 20-30 minutes. Hope you're all ready. Wherever you are, choose a place where you can sit comfortably for next 20-30 minutes. Forget all that's happening around these next 30 minutes for yourself. If you have any phones, you want to put them into silence, and then let's prepare. Sit very comfortable. Sit very relaxed. Breathe easy. Now, gently bring your attention towards your feet. Have an idea that healing energy from Mother Earth is entering your system through your feet. Have an idea that this healing energy is now entering your feet. It is relaxing your feet, toes, your ankle. Feel your both feet are now completely relaxed. This healing energy moves up, relaxing your calf muscles, and your knees. Now, this healing energy moves up, relaxing your thighs and your waist. Feel them getting relaxed. Now, gently take your attention to your stomach area, your abdominal area. Feel all your stomach muscles getting relaxed. This healing energy moves up, relaxing all your chest muscles. Feel all the congestion from your chest is released, and your entire chest area is now completely relaxed. Now, gently take your attention towards your back. Feel your lower back and your upper back. Energy moves up into your entire back and relaxing it. Feel your entire back is now completely relaxed. Now, gently move your attention towards your shoulders. Have an idea that your shoulders and all the pain and stress that you have on the shoulders is melting away. Feel your shoulders getting completely relaxed. Now gently move your attention towards your arms. Feel your biceps getting relaxed. Your elbows getting relaxed. Your wrist, palm, fingers, all the way up to your fingertips. Feel your both hands getting completely relaxed. Now gently bring your attention towards your neck area. Feel all the stiffness from your neck is released. All your neck muscles are now relaxed. Now, gently bring your attention towards your facial area. Your earlobes are relaxed. Your jaws are loosened and relaxed. Drop them if you want. Your mouth, nose are relaxed. Your eyes are soft and gently closed. Feel all your facial muscles now completely relaxed. And gently now take your attention to the top of your head. Now scan your entire body once. See if any part of your body is still stressed. Let it relax. Now your entire body from top of your head to the toes is completely relaxed. So also your mind is relaxed. With this relaxed mind, let's dive into meditation. Let's take your attention to the heart. Have an idea that your heart is already filled with source of light and your attention is drawn towards it. No need to worry if you see the light or you don't see the light. Just be there. Be very open to receive. Do not put any effort to concentrate. If your mind wanders outside, whenever you realize that you are sitting here and meditating, gently bring back your attention onto the idea of source of light in your heart without putting any pressure on your mind. Be very gentle and open with yourself. If mind goes out, whenever you know, slowly bring it back onto the idea of divine light in your heart. Please continue meditation till I come back to you. If your mind wanders outside, whenever you know that it is behind some thoughts, without putting any pressure on your mind, gently bring it back onto the idea of divine light in your heart and try to remain there. That's all. Before you open your eyes, just observe yourself. Observe how's your body now. Observe how's your mind now. And observe how are you feeling now. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. No need to rush. Take your time. Whatever the feeling you have now, make it part of you and take it wherever you go after this session. Thank you. If you have any questions, we can handle.
It has been put it in the Zoom chat box. You just refer to the Zoom chat box.
Okay. Okay, I'm just going through it. Let's start probably one by one, but it's interesting questions. Okay. Okay, there are some things which says that on what frequency or on what period we need to take break from our work life, for such things. One of the questions is on what basis we can take breaks from work to reduce stress and anxiety. See, first thing, I mean, as I've been starting meditation for some time, and I realized first thing is I need to be aware. I need to be aware whether I am falling into that phase where I am now. Some things are beyond my ability to handle. Right now, I'm getting into that situation because anxiety is more. If I know bit of awareness, I can prepare myself better to handle it. So that awareness comes from our meditation practice. Whenever you feel which is critical event of your day. For example, you need to present something to a board or you need to take some critical decisions. And when there is a little bit of unsurety or unknown thing, then anxiety kicks in, right? So at that point in time, and also uh, it adds stress to us. In that situation, probably those critical moments, you can take a couple of minutes break. You can close your eyes, center yourself. If you feel like you want to drive inner strength, meditate for a while. If you feel you are distracted and confused, that is resulting into stress because you are not able to focus, maybe do a little bit of cleaning quick on the spot, just for a few minutes. And then you jump into the next action. See, the question on how our workplaces needs changes to help promote emotional well-being. See, whatever may be the workplace, maybe there's a workplace I see wherever I worked, they had a meditation room or they had some place for quiet solitude. But it is up to us how do we use them, right? Good if the workplaces encourage such practices, like the association is trying to help here in this situation or wherever we are professionally working. If there's an environment, it's good. But look, you can always close your eyes wherever you are for a few minutes and center yourself. If there is no such dedicated space, that is fine. Take a moment, sit wherever you are. If your work area is quite disturbing, what I do once in a while probably is I go to my car in a parking place just settle, relax, meditate, regain my focus and come back. That can also be done. So if workplaces have the facilities, it's good. And nowadays, more and more people are encouraging this. Otherwise, yes, I mean, you can find your own trick that works for you. How do we feel overwhelmed by our work responsibilities? See, our spiritual guide Daji always tells there is if I compartmentalize, then there is a challenge. But if you integrate both my work and personal life in a such a way that we can go seamlessly from work to personal and from personal to work, that's the beauty. Then we will not have feeling of being overwhelmed because we like both of them equally and we give both of them equal priority, and then there is no additional pressure. So the beauty is how do I integrate both? I would probably, for this question, I would probably say that try to see if you can integrate both of them where you can go seamlessly between. Then there is no stress or overwhelming feeling. Because when there is a crisis at home, I give equal attention and attend to it. When there is equal focus is required at home, I seamlessly go back and do that. So that way I don't differentiate and compartmentalize, which will give me a pressure. Okay, I don't know. This is which barriers preventing us from having a healthy social life. See, again, it comes back to fundamental, I feel, right? The awareness is very, very important. Awareness of myself, my surrounding, and my priorities. So that define my social life, right? So again, integrating these practices as part of my day-to-day routine will help me to develop these basic faculties, basic faculties to pause and look. If I feel that there is something in my social life which I'm not giving equal attention, but I need to be aware of it. I need to be aware. I need to have awareness that is am I a contributor to somebody else stress that is indirectly affecting my social life, or am I the cause for the unhealthy health life, social life? All that I can only do when I develop an ability to pause and reflect. Only then, when I'm aware of them, then there is correction possible. So I believe personally, maybe each one has their perspective. I personally believe most of these factors requires us to develop a pause and poise. That will definitely no need to rush. My teacher always tells me, Daji, that why we need to rush. Take everything with equal utmost importance. Be a small work at office or a complex work at office. Be attending to a child at home or doing serious responsibility at home. Everything, if I put my whole myself into it, and then I don't have any pressure of it. However long it takes, we would have all seen, right? In cases where if you have one client where you have worked long hours, just that you wanted to win that case or a tribunal or whatever, and you spend hours and hours without even knowing that whole day is gone because you enjoyed doing it. Same thing where there we feel there's a lack, probably look if there is an interest in it. If not, try to put a little bit of interest in that activity. It takes off most of the stress because we start liking it. Or choose those activities which help you develop that. How do we feel socially connected with people around us? See, two ways I would like to answer. One, if you look at heartfulness prayer, I'm sure you would have done that as part of one of the sessions. Very simple prayer, which has, "O Master," that means, "O God, Thou art the real goal of human life. It's not talking about my life. It's talking about entire humanity. We are, it's not talking about I. We are yet but slaves of our wishes. See again, we, our, and then it says, Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage. So this whole prayer is for all of us, right? So when I sit and offer this prayer, I'm socially, mentally, and spiritually connected with people around us already. The subtlest is more effective. For example, if you feel someone suffering, what best we can do? If you're a doctor, you will help. Otherwise, best way is to pray for them. Of course, whatever you can do, financial or any other help, moral support. But more than everything else, if I have that feeling in my heart, okay, something I need to pray for them, that itself bonds us, connects us internally. How our emotional being is taken into account when making decisions and setting goals at work. Okay, I again feel, right, we all have been advised not to take any decisions when you are emotionally not stable, either when you are very excited or very depressed or very sad. Right? We don't take any decisions. We do not take any goals at that time because we are not centered ourselves. Our urge or our immediate feelings, good or bad, will influence our goals and decisions. So, best whenever we realize that we have to take such decisions, just look at yourself, look within yourself. If required, meditate for some few minutes. Then we are at the calmer state. That is where we can take more best decisions. In fact, when we have a problem, if you meditate, maybe when you meditate, you will get some idea. Then you take some decisions. If you are not very clear, don't take decisions. Just pause. Give it a time. Sleep over it. If you have to set some critical goals, you have no clarity, just meditate and then probably you will have a clear mind. Okay, this is what I want to achieve in my life, and then you can set up the goals. How do you measure good work life balance? Ask your family, ask your friends. They are the best guides. You know, they'll tell you how well we are with our loved ones. That gives me an idea that it's not about how many hours I spend time with somebody. It's also about how much quality I'm involved. I might be with the family, but I'm busy with thinking something else. I'm not in the present. So that doesn't give much time to family while physically I might be there. Am I emotionally connected? Am I uh, connected them with, am I sympathizing with them in their situation, or am I empathetic towards them? All that defines the quality of time we spend, right? Hence, I feel it's family and surrounding friends will definitely, you can use them as a sounding board to check score of your work-life balance. Okay, I mean, what are the major challenges work-life balance? I think you guys know it. I mean, we all go through it because the nature of work is very demanding every day, right? Whether it's we are chartered accountant or whether you are an IT profession or a lawyer or anything, the pace has changed. The pace of life has changed over a period of last a decade or two. We are very, very competitive. It's very ruthless, if you want to say. We are vulnerable if you're not on top of it. All those challenges are there. But if I am composed, if I am calmer, if I am connected within myself, I will handle it better. So, whole idea of this, the initiative by Heartfulness and the association is to share these practices that we can make them part of our day-to-day life, where work-life balance is not no more a problem. It's more about how do I integrate them and seamlessly move between them, because these challenges are not going away. They are going to be there. Life is going to be more and more tougher as we move on. Only thing what is in my ability to respond, as the famous saying that between a stimulus and a response, there is a pause. That pause is in my control. So that pause defines what is my response to that stimulus. That stimulus may be work life balance, that stimulus may be emotional imbalance, that stimulus might be anxiety, all of those questions what we have heard. So between the stimulus and response, there is a small pause that is available, and we should use that. And that comes through better practice of meditation. So, Sambitji, those were the questions. I hope I did justice to
Yeah.
these.
The questions, you have already answered all the questions whatsoever asked by the participants. We are thankful to today's resource person, Mr. Girish Totular, and our experts, CA Dr. Pradeep Gupta and Mr. Deepak Khanduri, for their guidance and support in this endeavor. We once again thankful to our resource person, Mr. Girish, for his delivery and that one is various aspects that work-life balance session. Tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. we meet you once again with you so that we expect a nice session. At least we once again thankful to our resource person, Mr. Girish. Thank you to all.